गुड मॉर्निंग। मॉर्निंग। आज आपकी अदालत मीन्स सीए स्टूडेंट की अदालत में कोई दावा पेश होने वाला है। ये दावा कुछ भी हो सकता है। मीन्स two person will be there, that is Raghuveer and Aniket. Raghuveer and Aniket presenting the paper on the same topic, that is transfer pricing and advance pricing agreement. So you have to decide, means you have to listen and judges will decide, and session chairman will also interact with them. So they people are decide who is the best. I will proving myself that I am the best. So I would like to start my presentation. निगाहें सपनों की बुलंद होनी चाहिए, हौसलों में सबके उड़ान होनी चाहिए। निगाहें सपनों की बुलंद होनी चाहिए, हौसलों में सबके उड़ान होनी चाहिए। हम जैसे स्पीकर को सुनने के लिए आपके जैसी प्यारी ऑडियंस होनी चाहिए। With this inspiration thought, I would like to start my presentation. I, Raghuveer Jadeja, presenting the paper on 4th technical session, and my topic is transfer pricing and advance pricing agreement. As my PPT will be same. So thank you friends to give attention on PPT, and the most important concept will cover by me, that is transfer pricing and advance pricing agreement. So first slide will be, I would like to my presentation divide in two parts. That is first one is the transfer pricing and another one is advance pricing agreement. So let's understand first what is transfer pricing. So my first presentation will be going to section 92C, that is power of assessing officer to determine ALP. That is what is transfer pricing. Transfer pricing is nothing but a right of assessing officer to determine and adopt the arm length price for international transaction as well as specific domestic transaction. So 4 ingredients will be required for the transfer pricing understand. So 4 ingredients will be, the first one is associated enterprise, next one is international transaction or specified domestic transaction, third one is the most appropriate method for arm length price, and fourth one is determination of ALP in rupees. So in this, ALP should apply or not, it is the basic question. So for that basic question, 2 conditions will be there. First, income should be taxable in India, and taxable income should not be reduced the tax liability. If both of the conditions will be satisfied, at that time arm length price will be applicable. Then after, I would like to focus on first ingredient, that is associated enterprise. Associated enterprise, in relation to other enterprise, there is a something, say example, there is an enterprise A and enterprise B. A enterprise will be handling the capital control or management in any way to enterprise B. That will be considered as an associated enterprise. And another one is the same person, that is a common person, means we can say Mukesh Bhai Ambani will be handling the share capital control or management as well as Reliance as well as another industry. That both of the industry will be regarded as a associated enterprise. Please interaction when I asking the question, give you answer. So it is an associated enterprise, and how we can ensure that participation in capital control or management. There are 13 criteria provided by the income tax authority, and 13 criteria will be provided by income tax authority. That 13 criteria will be participation in the capital control and management. And another one is the second ingredient, that is the international transaction or specified domestic transaction. So first, international transaction would be something that the transaction between 2 or more associated enterprise, means associated enterprise will be 2 or more, and either or all of them are non-resident. Transaction can be in any kind of nature, means purchasing, selling, asset, liability, etc. It any kind of nature, but it must be a 2 enterprise, 2 associated enterprise, I repeat, and either or all of them are non-resident. Then after, I would like to focus on the specified domestic transaction. Specified domestic transaction will be the 6 transactions given by taxation, and that all are during the previous year. If exceed more than 20 crore, then and then only transfer pricing criteria will be applicable. I repeat, total 6 transactions during the previous year and more than 20 crores. Then and then only specified domestic transaction will be considered and transfer pricing will be applicable. Then after, I would like to third ingredient, that is my arm length price. Arm length price means basically it is nothing but a market price. Whenever associated enterprise entering into agreement, they should do the price at which this is known as arm length price. Means associated नहीं होते तो कौन सी प्राइस पे आप सेल करते हो, उस प्राइस को हम लोग बोलेंगे आर्म लेंथ प्राइस। जो जाहिर जनता के लिए, जो सीए स्टूडेंट के लिए, जो जाहिर जनता के लिए जो भी प्राइस बनी है, उस प्राइस को हम नोन करेंगे आर्म लेंथ प्राइस। For this arm length price, we have the 6 method for the computation of arm length price, that is CUPM method, resale price method, cost plus method, profit split method, transaction net margin method, and any other method specified by our tax authority, that is Central Board of Direct Tax. So we have to adopt the most appropriate method for it and compute the ALP. So basically this was the transfer pricing basic, and the transfer pricing is, once again I would like to throw the light on associated enterprise, second ingredient international transaction and specified domestic transaction, third one determine the most appropriate method, and the fourth one is determine ALP in actual rupees. So whenever ALP is applied, there is a two criteria, two conditions: taxable and should not get tax liability reduced. Then and then only ALP is applied. Now I would like to more focus toward my second presentation part, that is the advanced pricing agreement. Advanced pricing agreement में क्या होता है, वो जो सेक्शन हमने पढ़ी थी 92C, that is the general section for transfer pricing, and 92CC is the specific section about the advanced pricing agreement. और हम सब लोग जानते हैं जो स्पेसिफिक होता है उनका कुछ बड़ा ही रहता है असर, ये हमारे दिमाग में वो सब, तो हम लोग जानते हैं कि 92CC is a specific provision on the advanced pricing agreement, and 92C is a general on transfer pricing. So specific is always overruling the general, means advanced pricing applicability जहाँ होती है वहाँ पर transfer pricing की applicability कोई बात करेंगे नहीं. उसी तरह से advanced pricing agreement basically होता क्या है, so it is nothing but the central board or tax authority of a CBDT will be entered with the approval of central government, entered into agreement with any person. This is known as the advanced pricing agreement. For why these people are entering into agreement to determine the arm's length price or specify the manner in which the method ALP is to be determined for a particular case in those persons. So for the basically advanced pricing agreement, three term I would like to more focus toward that, and the three term was, first one is the validity of the advanced pricing agreement, the second one is the binding to whom, and third one is the when we consider as a void ab initio. So the first is validity for. Please give attention more toward this validity, because the validity is not exceeding 5 consecutive previous year. I repeat, 5 consecutive previous year means it should not be more than the 5 consecutive previous year. Previous year का यहाँ पर ध्यान में रखना है हमें, और binding to person in a particular case to whom means our, we can say in our language is assessee. Then second one is the commissioner of income tax or any other tax authority. And third, void ab initio, if this advanced pricing agreement will be taken or obtained by fraud or misrepresentation, then we consider as it is a void ab initio. Then after, this was a new provision will be coming into effect 1/10/2014. We can consider the rollback provision. Rollback provision itself suggests that roll means applicability, back means in the past, and provision means act. Means past में कहाँ पर हम effect डालेंगे इसकी, वही हम बात कर रहे हैं. Now see, with effect from the 1/10/2014, if any international transaction will be entered during the 4 preceding previous year, at that time we have to consider the advanced pricing agreement in the past also. Means retrospective effect जिसे बोलते हैं, वही हमें करना है for exceeding 4 preceding previous year. At that time, let's understand some basic example. This was the last for us, and if you understand that 16-17 we are entering into advanced pricing agreement. For that, we have the previous year is a 15-16, right? Previous year is a 15-16. Then after 4 preceding previous year is a applicability. So not exceeding 5 consecutive previous year, it will be the 5 year. This is the applicability of advanced pricing agreement. But new rollback provision will be for preceding previous year. So this for preceding previous year we can not have rollback provision, and at that time total 9 financial we have effect in our financial books. Is that clear, friends? Then after this rollback provision, we have already filed the return of income tax. At that time, if we file the return of income tax, then we have to modify the return. In modification, what we can consider that modification, only the changes is allowed as per the advanced pricing agreement. Means brought forward loss will be there, we have not considered in the past. Then we can consider in the present, no. There is no changes will allowed except the changes as per advanced pricing agreement. And then after, assessment or reassessment is pending or completed, that not make difference, because computation of total income are going to done as per the modified return and as well as advanced pricing agreement. With this, I would like to say thank you to one and all. This is one of my brief presentation about the transfer pricing. I would like to say one more about that. भगवान का दिया हुआ कभी अल्प नहीं होता, भगवान का दिया हुआ कभी अल्प नहीं होता, जो टूट जाए वो संकल्प नहीं होता. निश्चय को हाथ से दूर ही रखना, क्योंकि जीत का कोई विकल्प नहीं होता. With this, I would like to say thank you.